How's it going, everybody? Starwin here with a updated submission of Resident Evil Gaiden. Basically, some newer strats came up, and I was like, you know what? I think it'd be good if just updated my submission video. So here we are. Little history of Resident Evil Gaiden. Game Boy Color game. Gets a bad rep of being one of the worst games in the series. Well, that's kind of true. I think Gaiden, for what it is not too bad, but I should say maybe for a speed run. And casually, this game is a nightmare. So basically, like I said, we're doing an updated submission video. Some newer strats happen. Got a sweet PB. So we're just going to look at my PB and talk about the run, and then I'll kind of explain like what changed. So let's go ahead and just jump on in. Alright, and here we go. So Resident Evil Gaiden. Game Boy Color game. First Resident Evil game to take place on a boat. Oh, I don't know why I like always talking about that, because everyone thinks it's Revelations, and it's not. And I also think this is one of the first games you get to control Barry. Barry Burton from RE1. Basically, the zombie outbreak happened on a boat. There's a new type of tyrant that we're going to try to stop. As you can kind of see, the overworld is, way different than what you would think for a Resident Evil game. In the bottom right-hand corner, you're seeing little exclamation marks kind of pop up. The green exclamation point means you're close to an item that you can pick up. If there is a red exclamation point, that means there is a enemy that is holding on to something that if you kill them, like right here, that enemy was holding bullets. You can get it after killing them. And there's a few other things, like red doors. Red doors will pop up in the bottom right-hand corner, meaning the door is locked, and then green means you can open it. And that's pretty much it. For the most part, this is still a Resident Evil game. Find keys, go to a spot that you hadn't been before, backtrack. It's Resident Evil. And as you saw, the fighting, it goes to a first-person perspective, where we kind of had to play Mario Golf. That's how I always like to describe it. There's the little bar has like a tiny little square in a bigger rectangle where you can actually hit the enemies. The closer the enemy is, the bigger the rectangle gets, but the square stays the same. The square, if you stop your square in that square, it's a critical hit. So the main objective in this game is get as many critical hits as possible when you do have to fight. So now that I just explained that, we're actually fighting a zombie right here. And 2 hits, 2 crits with a pistol. So a couple of things that we're doing differently from what we traditionally were doing is older strats, you didn't actually move the camera during the fights. You just kind of timed your shots. But the current world record holder, Isugai, figured out that, if you actually do move the camera to position, like, the hit spot in the fights, just towards the middle, you're able to get a shot each time the little square goes back and forth. So if you're good and you get the crits, it's faster. If you miss the shots, you lose time from doing it the traditional way, or the old way, I should say. So for the most part, we're gonna try and dodge zombies. That's just how this game is. You can kind of hear the groaning noise. The groan noise actually will lag this game really, really bad. So most of the time, you're going to see slowdowns. And that's one of the bad things about this game, is because that audio file just breaks the game. Now, there's a lot of key items in this game. There's so many keys. And one of the bad things is, like, you can't see items just, on the screen. That's why they have those little alerts in the bottom right-hand corner. And then we're actually coming up to the first boss. The boss that we're going to be fighting this entire run is just the tyrant that they have on this boat. He can, like, turn into people. He can regenerate, like, constantly. He can, like, separate himself to be in 2 places at once. And originally, we would skip at least, what was it? We would skip 1, 2, 3 phases by doing a really funny trick, which we still do 2 of them. But not anymore for the first phase. It's actually a little quicker to actually just fight the tyrant normally. If you get good crits, you will kill the boss faster. So right here, I try to do the setup for it, just because when I was doing this run, I was just like, oh, I'll try to do the boss skip, why not? But then I messed it up, so I'm like, alright, screw it, we're just gonna fight the big, tall, naked men. Blah! Yeah, so we're just trying to stop that square on that other square in the middle. And that was pretty good. Alright. This room can be a little tricky. Because when you start a fight, if there are any zombies on screen that you can see, we're talking like pixels, you have to fight those zombies. So I'm trying to make sure that when I fight that zombie up to the top right, those other 2 zombies on the bottom are nowhere near on the screen. So, yeah, like, this game is... It's really crazy, like, how similar it is to just a Resident Evil game. Like, especially with the speedrun strats. Like right here, it's like, you don't want to fight these zombies right here. You want to dodge them. So right there, we do a very, very, very specific diagonal walking path right there. Got a very, very specific angle so we can dodge those attacks. And that's the other thing. Like, movement, very similar. Even though it's a 2D plane, diagonals are very important. They're important in every, like, survival horror game. Like, moving in a diagonal is usually faster. And it's no different here. Oh, green zombie. We're gonna lure him over here. Get a lockpick. Yeah, that was a lockpick. It looked like a gun, but it's a lockpick. And for the most part, we're gonna be doing what we usually do. Nothing really brand new right here. Gonna come up here. We're gonna kill a zombie in this room. The main reason we're coming into this room is that there's a key, but conveniently, an upgraded weapon, and that weapon is the assault rifle, and the assault rifle is really good. And it's also one of your big time savers when you're doing fights, because if you do hit a crit, it's only 1 shot in the middle. So you can save time. Every time, like, you're having to do an extra shot, it's like an extra second, so getting a low time in this game can be challenging if you're not getting crits. Alright, we're already coming up to the Tyrant Fight Part 2. Fights are pretty much the same. Just shoot him until he's dead. And now that we have the assault rifle, it's 3 shots. 3 crits to knock down the boss. Yeah, also this game has a lot of beeps and boops, and it's really funny. As it, like, super lags the game every single time you hear a groan. Ooh, that's a different symbol. You only see that symbol, like, once throughout the game, and it's just telling you that, oh, the tyrant's near. That's 1 crit. That's 2 crits. I missed the 3rd shot. And I missed the 4th, which is fine. As long as you're getting, like, 2 crits, I would say. That fight's pretty simple. Honestly, all the boss fights in this game are really simple. It's just that fighting the boss, for the most part, can be slower. So right there, we kind of had some bad RNG. One thing that this game is really annoying, what's really annoying about the game's RNG, is when you fight a zombie, and you're going up to, like, aim to shoot it to enter the fighting phase, random zombies just can, like, spawn and, like, come onto the screen. And when that happens, again, it slows down the game because they're all screaming and they're all, you know, There's more sprites on the screen. It's just really dumb. Like this room. This room is so laggy. You can't see it, but there's 3 zombies in here. Because right up here, up to the top, there's one hiding back here that has a key. All right, this is a newer strat that we do. Usually we would just go left and go to the next room, but assault rifle ammo. Honestly, the run gets kind of sketchy if you're not hitting crits, but that one, taking that little bit of extra time, like 2 or 3 seconds, just to get extra ammo will make your runs consistent. Now, can you skip it and not worry about it and just get crits? Yes, that's going to be the optimal way, but right now, like, no one's doing that. No one's going for, you know, a perfect time. Because we're all just embracing these new strats. So right there you saw 1 crit. Takes down basic zombies. And yeah, there's also different colored zombies. There's green and there's blue. And there is, I think it's like a brown, dark green. So the color of the zombie actually matters. Like green being the weakest and then the blue being the strongest. The blues will take more hits. And usually it takes 2 crits to knock those guys down. But they also can poison. God, they can poison, and it's really annoying. Because they do like a vomit attack. I mean, the crowbar zombies have vomit. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone has a vomit attack. But the blue ones are the ones that have like high priority to like poison you. And if you get poison, you just slowly lose your health until eventually the poison will go away. But it drains like a bar and a half of your health. You have like 3 bars of health. Green, yellow, red. Yeah, Resident Evil. Fight Zambo. Good crit. And there is a chance, and this does happen. I'm pretty sure this happens in my PB. And honestly, I'm lucky that it didn't happen, you know, more. Sometimes when you kill a zombie, when I say kill it with quotation marks, you'll get out of the fighting phase, and the zombie will be on the ground laying there. Which means they're not actually dead, and you need to fight them again. Because most of the time when this does happen, it's in a spot where you cannot walk past them because they are body blocking you. It forces you to fight them again, which you lose time. That's just RNG. Now, if you fight a zombie that's holding something, they're always going to, you know, after the fighting phase, they're going to be there because you have to pick up the item. But those zombies are never in a spot where they're gonna body block you. It's always when you're fighting a zombie that you can't walk past because they're already blocking the path, and then they just, you know, fighting phase ends, they're laying there, you lose time, sad time. Be sad forever. Alrighty. So, I guess, like, story-wise, there's just, like, this girl on this boat that has the ability to, like, detect when the big tyrant monster is close. And that tyrant monster, like, is trying to abduct her and take her back to, like, Umbrella headquarters. So, right now, I think the tyrant has her, and he's trying to take her, like, off the ship onto a submarine, and that's where we're heading to right now to, like, stop that from happening. So I think Leon is in our party right now. You can actually switch, but you can have up to all 3 of those, the little girl, Leon, and Barry. They can all be your, like, party members. And they can have different equipment. This game has, like, shields and stuff. Like, there's so many different types of weapons. There's different types of herbs. It's actually pretty intricate, but like for the speed run, we really don't worry about any of that stuff because you don't really have to. But casually, man, can be a nightmare if you don't know these things. Like, who's gonna know that like you don't have to like equip all these things? Like, you don't have to give Leon anything. You just stay there as Barry and you shoot this guy 3 times and he dies. Like, This game doesn't have difficulties. It's one difficulty. Yeah, but whoever's, like, highlighted and that's who you're using in the fighting phase, those are the people that will, or that's the person that will take damage. That guy threw up on me. What a jerk. All right, boat starts exploding. Barry's going to go do his thing. So now we're actually playing as Leon with his giant mailbox head. Now we're in the bowels of the ship. Again, this is just finding keys, fighting items. There's no real significant difference between Leon and Barry. They have health bars. That's it. All right, right here, Isegai, the current world record holder, will actually fight this zombie. It's kind of lame, though, because those blue guys have the potential of like doing damage to you. And I don't like dealing with that, so I just do the old way where we lure that zombie out so we can actually just grab the keycard and leave without having to fight. Delicious lag. Alright, time to ride some elevators. Right there, we're going to aim. We do that a lot during the run. Aiming will actually aggro zombies to come towards you. That's how you can get them out of the way. That zombie in the corner is really annoying. If you, like... There's, like, a couple of pixels between, like, you being able to use the item on the door to open it and triggering that guy to walk forward. If you trigger that guy to walk forward, it's, like, mandatory fight. But if you don't, you know, go too far forward, you actually can open the door, come in here, do what you need to do, and leave without having to fight this guy. And then we're going to go down again. This is where we first entered when before that explosion cutscene happened. That's why we killed that zombie right there. So we don't have to deal with him right here. And we're going to grab a fire extinguisher. One of the rooms is blocked off by fire, so we need that. And what's really annoying about the fire extinguisher, you would think, like, every other item you have to use in this game, like keys and stuff, hey, guess what? You gotta pause the game and use it. Not here. You literally just walk up to the flame and press A, and bada boom, it's done. Item is used. That's the only item ever that's like that. Well, that and I think this disc that we grab in here, we just have to go up to the panel. Alright, this guy, yeah, see, those guys are annoying. When they're that close, that vomit attack does have the potential to poison you, and it's really annoying. For the most part, you only really need to pick up 2 health items in the run. When we go back to Barry in a little bit, the second we go back to Barry, we have a boss fight. And it's not even, I guess, it's really a boss fight. It's like a super zombie. But it's like the captain of the submarine turns into a zombie. But he has a gun, and he can shoot you, and that... Man, it does so much damage. And it's just RNG if he actually does get his attacks off. But if he does hit you, then there's an extra herb that you can grab in the submarine. That's what I usually do, and I think that's what happens during this run. Alright, yeah, killing this guy too, because there is a method to get past that guy, to aggro him and run past him. It's really difficult, and messing it up, you're just losing time. If you actually just go in there and hit the crit, guess what? You're not going to lose. You're going to lose like half a second, if that. So a lot of the new strats is like literally taking less risk in the run by only and you're only losing like very little time. Very little time if you do everything fine. We're talking like collectively like maybe a couple of seconds. And there's some things, like there's some movement stuff now. Like we take different paths and it saves a lot of time. yeah, all the new strats are really focused on hitting your crits, more so than ever. All right, coming back into this room for the third time, and thank goodness it's the last time. For some reason, this like control panel area is like it's like the security area. It's like the only place that has cameras everywhere. Leon literally goes in there and is like, I guess I need to go into this room because Barry's in there. Even though we walked past the room earlier. And we could have just probably walked into it. Nope. We have to see the cutscene first. Ding. Ding. Yeah, this game's... There's like... I swear this game has one song, but it's so long that like it just blends into... It makes it sound like it's just... it sounds like it's a bunch of different songs, but I think it's just one long song. And every time you go into a different room, it like changes. Or like zombies get close to you, it changes. It's like dynamic. Alright, so Barry just got on a sub with the little girl and like straight up told Leon that, hey, I'm betraying you, I'm joining Umbrella. So, something that he actually did in Resident Evil 1. But of course he was kind of being manipulated to do so because of Wesker. It's kind of happening again, but he's doing it on his own accord. But of course he's lying. He's 100% lying. Alright, now we're coming up to one of the big glitches in the game. And we're going to be doing nothing but boss skips now. No more fighting the boss. The big boy tyrant. So this is one of the laggiest rooms in the game. There's just like 4 zombies in here. And even if they're off screen, and if they're moving or anything, it causes lag. It doesn't matter. Because this whole room is loaded. So we just got the gas launcher. This is a unique glitch. On the US version. This does not work on the Japanese version. So what's really crazy... We're going to hit start, and that puts us in escape mode. But for some reason, the game is, like, letting us fire gas grenade rounds. And what's funny is we have infinite of those. So the only thing we have to do is, like, hit start when we get into any fight and just start mashing A. So we can start, like, insta-killing enemies. And that's really useful because right here, we're actually going to be clearing a path for Barry. We're going to be getting rid of a lot of zombies to make sure Barry can just have a straight path. What's really goofy in this game, though, is, like, the inventory is shared regardless. So, like, we just picked up that gas launcher as Leon. Barry's nowhere to be found. But he'll be able to equip it later. Also, bad RNG. Remember how I said zombies can just, like, not die and disappear? Yeah, that's what just happened. So we had 2 bad instances of RNG right there. 1, zombie didn't disappear. 2, he spawned 2 more enemies. Now, scary, that would have been very scary if I didn't have, you know, my infinite gas grenades. But, we do the trick, lose, we probably lost like 7 or 8 seconds right there. Just because of the RNG. Could have been way worse, though. Could have fought them with like a pistol. And then just die because there's 3 blue zombies, and those are... Nope. Here's another instance where this guy can fall down and block you. Thankfully, he doesn't. That guy also likes to spawn extra zombies sometimes. Alright, get this guy out of the way, and then right here, we're gonna lure this zombie over here. And unfortunately, he grabs me. It doesn't look like he does, so it's just bad luck. Thankfully, no other zombies weren't on the screen, so we just get out of that pretty quick. Ba-da-ba-bum. Yeah, unfortunately. Getting grabbed is not the best thing because you don't want to See, you don't want to have the animation where, like, they're grabbing you and you're trying to push them off. Like, you want to be able just to aim and start the fight, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. Sometimes that little aiming reticule just doesn't want to work. What's crazy is this game actually has line of sight. Like, if you are around a corner and you're trying to, like, shoot... Like, if I was right at that corner and I'm trying to fight that zombie from far away, the fight won't initiate because you don't have vision of them. Alright, another tyrant fight, but this is where we actually start doing boss skips. This is one of the cool tech of the run. So we're going to lure that zombie all the way over here. And then he's going to hit us. Since he kind of, like, struck us last, he takes priority in the fight. Which, that just means we have to kill whatever zombies are on screen. And it lets us walk away from the boss fight. Really, really cool stuff. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Alright, here's the captain. As you see, I have the gas grenade. So, unfortunately, if I wouldn't have healed right there, I would have died. Like, if I wouldn't have healed immediately when that fight started. Because he got a gunshot off, and he was able to scratch me. And that guy hurts. So I'm having to take extra time right here to actually, like, heal myself, which is kind of lame. Alright. Hard dodge room. Trying not to get hit by these guys. That's fighting 3 zombies at once. And then coming in here... And then making sure that other room deloads so I don't have to fight extra zombies. Alright, see? Tyrant zombie's in here too. Like I said, he can, like, split himself and, like, be everywhere at once. Yeah, you don't have to fight him. If you just get hit by him, then it's just like, well, that sucks. Alright, back on the boat. So we're pretty much going to be taking that path that we cleared. With Leon. We're going to take one slightly different path, though. Because right now, the boat's literally falling apart from the explosion. And a lot of the paths that were open before are now blocked by fire. So, like, it would be faster if we could go left to get to the engine room. But it's blocked, so we actually have to go a different way. And that's unfortunate, too. Just getting grabbed by that guy. And this is new, too. This is something I didn't know. I didn't realize there was elevators at the bottom. Used to, we'd actually fight a zombie to, like, get into the elevator, but... Isugai was like, I wonder if I walk down. Yeah, there's an elevator. So we don't have to fight. And then usually, back in the day, we'd go to the top path. Top path has a few zombies that you have to fight, but it's like one big fight. Here, we just go down and don't fight anything. And save time. Because there is a high probability that not all the zombies are going to disappear after you kill them up there. And that top path is a body blocking path, for sure. I get this guy to come up here. Just run past him. This guy will swing and miss. Alright, we're almost to the engine room. So, this will either be a boss skip right here, or you fight. Now, used to, we would always reset if we didn't get the skip, but it only takes 2 gas grenades to kill this guy. So either way, we're not going to reset. That used to be a big thing back in the day. It's like you wanted, anytime you had an extra grab or an extra fight, you just immediately did a reset. Because the game's checkpoint system is insane. Like, you have so much, so many checkpoints that you can just immediately try something again. But each reset costs you almost 10 seconds. So, he's down. He's still alive. If I didn't move right there, he could still kill me. And that's the poison icon. Alright, so we picked up Leon. Now we just need to get off this boat. And then right here, instead of fighting, I'm just going to go around. This is honestly, I didn't think this was gonna PB because this is honestly really, really dangerous. For the most part, every zombie we're fighting until we get back to the final boss fight is a blue zombie. And like I said, blue zombies can mess you up. And while we do have infinite gas grenades, they don't insta-kill. Like at any point right there, I could have gotten slashed or thrown up on. Still losing the health. Poison, and then, okay, like right there, the poison icon finally went away. So I stopped losing my health. But I'm in red. Any hit from a blue zombie while being in red will kill you. So... a lot of zombies wearing the same dress. Lag City, bro. Alright. This is an RNG point, too. That zombie could just fall on the ground. Block us. It's really, really annoying. I think I get grabbed by this dude. No, okay. That was a previous attempt. And then we have a jump scare zombie right here. Like, you immediately have to hold aim when you go in that door to deal with him. Alrighty, gotta fight a few more blue zombies, and then we fight the tyrant twice. And by fight, I mean we don't fight him at all, because we're actually gonna skip the final boss fight. It's not too difficult to do. There's a RNG to it, but it's not like it's... if you get good RNG, it just means your setup is just gonna work. If you get bad RNG, it's just kind of iffy. Alright. Final boss. Tyrant's just kind of waiting there. That's cool that he doesn't attack. He's just waiting for us to go fight him. We're going to come down here. And we're going to get this blue zombie to grab us while we're in this, like, hallway. Good RNG. I had another extra zombie spawn. Now I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to wait a second, and then trigger this boss fight. Just like we did the boss skips earlier. Blue zombie's going to take prio of the first phase. We kill him. Then we're going to open the door right here. We're going to hit a load zone and then immediately walk back. And if everything works, this happens. It just, like, the game blows up. And the boss fight, the second phase boss fight doesn't spawn. And then you just move yourself to the checkpoint, the load point where the game's like, all right, roll credits. Yeah, and the run's not over until we actually, you know, get to right here. For the thank you for playing. So. Alright. There's Resident Evil Gaiden. It's now, you know, we're down to 31 minutes now. We're close to getting it down to 30 minutes. Short and sweet Game Boy Color game. I think it'd be perfect for Awful Block, mainly because most people know about how notorious, how like bad this game can be. So I think that this would be great for Awful Block. It'd be great anywhere else. It could be like a, you know, in Horror Block if it wanted to be like a start of Horror Block or end of Horror Block, because my God. And, you know, even if you guys do the Horror Block, connect to the Awful Block like you've done before. Why not have it just be a good link into that? But all suggestions. Just throwing that out there. Thank you for watching, Games Committee. Hope you guys take it into consideration. And I'll see you guys in the next submission.